Good morning. I'm recording my remarks so that each school and department can meet separately, and also because as you are watching this, my wife and I are in Nashville, Tennessee, moving our daughter into her dorm for her freshman year of college. This is the second child my wife, Kimberly, and I have helped off to school. My son, Colson, graduated from college in May of this year and also lives in Tennessee. With Ashlyn's departure, Kimberly and I are now officially empty nesters, and to be honest, it already feels like a challenging transition. While I'm happy for both of my children, I also feel a very real sense of loss, although I've been told that I get used to an empty nest because kids come back. As I reflect on the past few months, I recognize that many of us are experiencing various forms of loss. Some of us may have lost loved ones. Many of us have lost time with family and friends. We've all lost small pleasures and our sense of normalcy. And now, as students, parents, and educators, we have the shared loss of being unable to experience the start of the school year, as we've done so many times in the past. Similar to sore muscles after a Saturday working in the yard, I think it's safe to say that our emotional muscles are also feeling soreness from the losses we've all experienced. It's important that we acknowledge this and that we make accommodations for our sore emotional muscles. Accommodations for the mental health of our students are being assembled by our district mental health team. Right now, they're working to prepare for the rollout of age-appropriate mental health screeners sometime after Labor Day. Full details about the screener being used at your school will be shared with you as soon as possible. There's accommodations for us as well. Remember that each of you has confidential access to the Employee Assistance Center. It's not a weakness to get help. In fact, it's a sign of strength. I know that from my own experience, a professional counselor can be very helpful in navigating the rough waters that come into our lives. Like flight attendants instruct passengers to put on their oxygen mask first in an emergency, I'm instructing you to take care of yourself first. I can't stress enough the importance of self-care at this time. Taking care of yourself gives you the ability to help others. Looking out for each other is part of the Northview culture. It always has been, and collectively, we are responsible to keep it that way. Now, more than ever, we need to know that we can count on one another. When we started this difficult journey in March, we used 3 words to remind us of how to respond regardless of the situation: calm, measured, and connected. These words are still relevant. Believe me, when I say that calm, measured, and connected is my go-to self-talk statement every time a new challenge presents itself. But I believe we need to add 2 new words to that phrase. And what are they? Just and breathe. Just breathe. I've asked principals to share a short video with you this morning titled, and you guessed it, Just Breathe. This video comes from one of our elementary social skills lessons. The video is a good reminder to just breathe. At this point in my remarks, I should share rousing comments with great oratory skill. A couple of problems in doing so. The first problem is that I don't know how to do rousing. I wish I did, but I don't. The second problem is that I don't possess oratory skills that may be tied to my inability to do rousing. So instead, what I'm going to provide is what I have strived to do for the last 5 years as your superintendent. Honest information that sees reasons for optimism, but does not neglect current reality or minimize possible future challenges. So here goes. We're starting the school year in a pandemic. I'd suggest that this is the biggest challenge any of us have faced in our educational careers. Certainly has been the most challenging time in my career, and I don't expect that this will change anytime soon. We, Northview, have responded to this challenge collectively and with a common goal: educate our students to the best of our ability and do so in an environment that is safe for students and staff. Our collective work has been guided using the Michigan Safe Schools Roadmap as well as the Kent County Health Department Toolkit. In addition, we have continually asked ourselves along the way, is this reasonable? Is this doable? Those questions drove us to create a plan that gave families choice. The in-person option provides for classroom instruction, but with a safe start phase so that we can learn and make adjustments if needed. Our plan fits within the Michigan Safe Schools Roadmap guidelines, and I believe, it is reasonable and doable. We also know that this plan will evolve. The safety of our students and staff will remain the top priority, and this will guide the evolution of our work. To make this plan work, we need to work together, and I have no doubt that we will. Students, families, staff, and the Northview community. It's one of the things we're known for. and our current situation will only make this more evident. Working together means shared expectations. We wear masks. We complete a health screener every morning before coming to school. We gently remind each other about social distancing, and we do so kindly. We remind ourselves and others to be calm, measured, and connected. We ask for help when we need it. We share concerns using the appropriate avenues and by presuming positive intent. We remember to just breathe. Working together means preparing together. There will be cases of COVID-19 in Northview. We know the necessary steps to take when this happens. Some of today, all of tomorrow, and during portions of the days ahead, we will review and practice the procedures required by the Michigan Safe Schools Roadmap and the Kent County Health Department. This will be an ongoing process of learning together. One of the questions I've asked myself is, how can I be confident that we can start school for our red cohort on August 25? In discussions with the team, we decided to create and use a checklist, just like pilots do before taking off. We came to this idea because we know that the 2021 school year is going to require flying and building our plane at the same time. We also know that before we can fly and build this plane of ours, we have to get it airborne. There are some parts that have to be operational before I can take my foot off the brake, hit the afterburners, and take us down the runway. As your pilot, your safety and well-being is my responsibility. It's my highest priority, and it's the heaviest weight that I carry, just as it should be. Just know that I am not going to make the decision to put our plane in the air based on hope, a feeling, or because of pressure. That decision will be based on the successful completion of the checklist, which is based on the Michigan Safe Schools Roadmap and the guidelines from the Kent County Health Department. Let me repeat this sentiment. Our situation is difficult, very difficult. But because our priority has been and will remain to educate our students to the best of our ability and to do so in an environment that is safe for students and staff, neither our resolve nor our direction will be influenced by factors outside of the direction given to us by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Kent County Health Department. Following these guidelines and knowing our ability to work together gives me the confidence that we can do this. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.